Hey, what's up, guys? So this is my 911 review. It is season 2, episode 14, and the episode is called Broken. Hey y'all, I got my sage. I'm saging y'all. Let's get all the bad negative energy vibes out. Yes. My beautiful shell that it comes in. So I don't know what I was doing when it first came on, cause we was watching something else and we kind of got. Oh yeah, that's what we was watching. We have the first season of The Game, that show, and we was watching that for a couple hours. So I was like, oh, it's already 9:01, so kind of missed the very beginning, but it came in Athena's son. So if you know the characters, Athena is Angela Bassett's character. Her son is on a field trip, and Michael, her ex-husband, is chaperoning. I guess I think he chaperoned, or he ever took him there, or I'm not sure about that. And then the next scene was I saw the FBI was showing up at 911 dispatch center about a hacker situation. So apparently 911 had been hacked. So the directions were messed up. And that actually happened in real life to one of the little girl's friends years ago. And I won't talk about that now because that was horrible.
Oh.
That was horrible. Yeah, basically her friends, they were like 6 and 8 or something like that, or 7 and 9, because her and the youngest one were the same age. So this was back in 2004, which is right down the street. They had moved away to be with their mom, and I think North Carolina, and they just came back for Easter weekend, which is coming up. They came back for Easter to visit, I think, the dad's grandparents, and the dad left the kids with the grandparents, and they were very elderly, and I think the grandma was in a wheelchair. But to make a long story short, the house caught on fire, and somebody called 911, I guess. The fire trucks went to the wrong location. So by the time they got to the right location, everybody had passed away. I went to the services. It was horrible. It was horrible. She had the little boys dressed in white. They had the videos playing. And they were in an adult size casket holding hands. Fresh haircuts, looked like nothing was wrong with them. They just looked like they were sleeping. I tell you, it was terrible. But anyways, yes, that's what this was about. Every emergency situation that happened, they went to the wrong location, basically, and the FBI thought that somebody had hacked to cause a national terrorism, basically, crisis. So they show up there. They're trying to break out their computers and figure out everything. So meanwhile, on another part of town, a couple is having a baby in the hallway at their apartment building, which was a high rise. And the crew goes to the wrong location, but it had the same name. So it was like the same name. You know how streets and whatever had the same name, and they said this is a vacant lot. So Maddie's like, it's 3 different names around here, with that same name. So by the time the crew made it to the high rise, the lady is excited about having a baby, but she is panicking bad. She said she can't do it. She was like really panicked. She was upset. She was panicking. She said, I can't do it. And so the baby is born, and the lady's eyes are looking like she's dying, and they say she's in shock. They rushed her to the hospital because they had the baby. They had to put the baby in the dad in another ambulance and put her in a separate ambulance. So she was doing a CPR for like 12 minutes. She was sweating and she kept going. And I wish I had that stamina. Woo! And Bobby wants to take over. Hen wants to continue. And the lady has lost a whole lot of blood. And by the time they get to the hospital, the doctor comes out. She asks, and Bobby says she's been down 14 minutes. The doctor says, call it. Hen didn't want to stop doing the CPR, but she was very upset. The husband seems upset. He was saying he was going to take care of the baby, because he was apologizing to her, saying, because he told her he didn't think it was the right time to have a baby. And he's crying, and then the husband puts the baby on the wife's chest. The husband is crying. Everyone around there looking defeated. The machine starts beeping. The lady is alive. They rush her, and Hannah's about to faint. She's about to pass out. And then the husband says, thank you. Buck says it was a miracle. Michael's dad was upset about Harry setting a fire. Harry and his friend was trying to set fire to, and I said, it was a yard, he said. I don't know whose yard it was. Hold on, y'all. I got so many notes. Here. Oh yeah, so Michael's dad, which was Athena's ex-husband that turned out to be gay, whatever, he was mad because Harry and his friend, they kept practicing trying to set a fire, trying to put it out, basically. That's what that was. Bobby and Michael, they was having a debate because Michael thinks he's trying to be like Bobby and not trying to be like him. I guess he was, jealous because the little boy, Harry, I think his name is Harry, he was hiding out in the fire station when Bobby came back. I was like, what are you doing here? Because he saw his backpack. And he's like, my dad is so mad, and he's running. So he comes in, Michael comes in looking all mad, and I guess Bobby was like, hey, what is up? So he told him, to come on, and Bobby's trying to say, hey, you look a little upset, maybe you should calm down. He's like, that's my son, that type of thing. So then another scene, a young lady, she's driving around in circles in this cul-de-sac. The GPS, he was saying it was nationally hacked, which is why the FBI was at the dispatch trying to figure it out. She keep driving in circles in the cul-de-sac, and she sees an explosion. Then another one makes a trash can hit her car. She hits a fire hydrant and water shoots everywhere. She gets out the car, shook up with a bump on her head. She had blood running. Then the neighbors run out when a huge explosion from another house occurs. The news is reporting multiple explosions. Fire trucks are lost again. Chimney, he's at home recovering, but he calls Buck and asks them where they are. And Buck says they've been driving in circles. Chimney tells them where to go because he sees it on the news. And the man tells him his son is trapped and exploding. The house is exploding.
Good night.
Ta-ta, Biggie. Then they was trying to get the gas company to shut down. They shut down the gas. That's why I said I never want no gas house. Even though it's very inconvenient when you have an all electricity house and the power goes out, you can't use nothing. You can't cook. You can't. Yeah. But anyway, I'd rather have an electric house. Let me see here. Okay. So Chimney gets, he pacing around the house, because he used to be out in the field, and he calls somebody he knows for backup. he's like, so you still at the 7 or whatever, you know, their lingo. So Buck almost has the boy, but he fought the ladder. The ladder breaks in half, and Buck is falling off the ladder, swinging off the ladder, and then Eddie climbs on the gutters trying to get the boy. Eddie flies through the window. The boy is unconscious on the bathroom floor, and they were saying there was no water pressure. The house is still exploding. Eddie and the little boy still trapped. The plan, that's the notes, y'all. I write so fast. The plane with the water chimney comes. Bobby tells everyone to run for cover because they are about to dump a massive amount of water. So I think they all got under the fire trucks and everything. The water puts the fire out. Eddie brings the boy out. He's alive. Well, he wasn't alive. I mean, he was still unconscious, but you know, I wouldn't want that air hit him. He woke up. And they asked Eddie, what was up with the Spider-Man routine? He said, I don't know, just did it. I just did it and prayed a lot, he said. So Chimney at home watching the news, pumped up, saying, woo, thank you. Then he realizes he overdoes it because he's still recovering from that surgery, from that Maddie ex-husband when he stabbed him. And Maddie figured out that it was electrical fire that caused the malfunction of the 911 system. So it was no hacker. It was actually broken. Like Maddie's boss said, well, something is actually broken. Nobody was really trying to cause any ill will. So then Athena comes home and asks, the daughter was sitting there. I don't know the daughter's name. I forgot. And asked about what? She said, what happened to the neighbor's yard? It's like it burnt to a crisp. And she was like, you need to talk to Harry about that. And Harry brings out waffles saying he cooked. He said, Mom, these are your favorite. And Athena's like, what did you do? So they didn't go back to that scene. Then the last scene, Michael apologizes to Bobby. He told Bobby, that he felt like, that his son was trying to replace him, and he had a lot going on that week. He told Bobby him and his boyfriend Glenn broke up, and so Bobby versus Michael dessert, and he said he always has those conversations with Athena talking about how he shouldn't be buddy Bobby, he's got to be the stepdad and all that stuff. I'm trying to think what else happened there because I ran out of my notes. So basically, him and Bobby, they were back on a good page, Maddie and Chimney, that's what it was. They tried to go out on this, to have their little date that they were going to have, and Maddie's like, I don't think this is going to happen. We're not going to be the same like we was before. And Chimney, he cried. They both got tears in their eyes, and he said, well, why don't we just take a break for a minute? And then they give each other a kiss, and then she leaves, and she said, yeah, maybe just a break. So I don't know. I mean, because she was seeing a therapist, and I don't know if he was seeing one, but I mean, it was a very traumatic experience. I don't think they should give up on a relationship, though. Like they said, take a little break. I'm trying to remember if there was something else that I didn't get. I think I covered everything. Because this show be popping. Next week it's going to be a bank robbery with a chemical agent that's making people foam at the mouth and stuff like that. So, alrighty. So, guys, thanks for coming through. Like I said, it's going to be very busy. I'm going to be very busy. I might not be on these YouTube streets as much, but I'll be around. You guys push that red button for me. Share the video. Give me a thumbs up. Alrighty. You guys have a good night.